Hey guys, how are you guys doing? This time we are going to go explore Frankfurt, Germany. So here are some travel tips that I have for you guys. Book the train ticket ahead of time. If possible, take Flixbus, it's a lot cheaper. Stay near ZEIL Street and take a day trip to Heidelberg. It was incredibly beautiful. I have put together a city tour itinerary that will allow you to optimize your time in Frankfurt and to be able to visit to all of the amazing sites within the city. You should start your morning with a big breakfast because the day is gonna pack with activities and lots of walking. With that said, you're going to start your morning walking down the main riverbank along the river on the old town side to really soak up the beauty of the old town and also the locals who are going about their day lives. Once you reach the Iron Bridge, which is the famous bridge where people like to take their pictures and really soak in the views of the city, you're going to cross over to the other side, and then from there you turn right toward the museum district area, and this is where we're gonna go visit the #1 museum in Frankfurt called Städel. The really cool thing of this site of the riverbank, you get to really see the view of the actual old town along with the view of the downtown all in one side. So now let's spend some time exploring the #1 museum in Frankfurt called Städel. If you are a fan of paintings, this is where you want to be. They have paintings from 7 centuries. The first floor has all the paintings from the earlier times, and then the bottom floor, this is where you have all the arts and the paintings from the modern time into the 21st century. Once you are done visiting the museum, you're going to cross the bridge right in front of the museum itself onto the other side. From here, we're going to walk toward the business center area. This is where you're going to have your lunch, and then after that, you're going to go up the main tower to really see the aerial view of Frankfurt. The view deck in this tower is the tallest one in the city. It gives you the 360 views of the city itself. The cost of the ticket is about €9. The really cool thing about being up there is that you get to see some of the sites that you are going to visit or have visited. Like in this case, you get to see the Opera House and also the ZEIL Street cutting through the city itself. Once you come back down, you're going to walk toward the directions of the Opera House, and then from there it connects down to the ZEIL Street, and this is where you're going to follow ZEIL Street itself into the old town area, and this is where you're going to have a really nice coffee right next to the old town. I decided to stay right next to ZEIL Street because it connects to essentially all of the popular sites that you're going to visit. It's a long pedestrian street. It's really nice and peaceful to walk along it. So now you're going to go explore the old town, especially the main square. The whole town itself has been destroyed by World War II, and it has been rebuilt by the effort of the German government. So with that said, they put priorities in the main part of the old town first, and then they extended to the new part of the old town, and this is where we are going to have our coffee. The really interesting about this coffee house is that the design is very beautiful, and it's also right in front of the main cathedral that we are going to visit right after our coffee. Something that I want to point out is that within the cathedral there is also a viewing deck that you can go up to the tower and then look at the city from that height. It gives you a great view of the old town. I didn't get to do it, but if you have the time, please do so. So once you are done visiting the cathedral, you walk back towards ZEIL Street, and then you can, go check the tower within the city. It's quite popular. And then from there, you would want to spend some time doing some shopping or just appreciating the architecture inside MyZeil shopping center. It is incredibly beautiful and it's very modern. So these are some of the other things that I would like to point out that it's not within the walking tour that I pointed out. So this would be great if you have like an extra day to spare, and this is also a good idea to actually get a day pass for your train ticket because these sites are farther out in the city. So with that said, the first one is the Botanical Garden. It is incredibly beautiful with the different vegetations from different areas. Another place that I would like to point out is the Museum of Natural Science. This is the #2 museum within Frankfurt. It is kind of nice if you have some time just to walk through and if you are appreciating the different life forms within the animals and particularly their evolutions. So staying within the topic of animals, another one that I would like to point out, which I did go visit, it's the Zoo of Frankfurt. It is actually really nicely organized, and I think it would be a great one if you're traveling with kids. So let's talk about what are some of the day trips that you can take from Frankfurt. The first one is to spend some time in nature in the Black Forest. It's a very famous forest in Germany. This is where you can go and just do some hikes in the Black Forest to really enjoy the nature and actually get to see the tallest tree in Germany. So if you have some time after your hikes, go explore the town of Freiburg. It's about 2.5 hours train ride because this is the town where you are going to before you begin your hikes. And also spend some time exploring the cathedral. It's very beautiful. So last but not least, actually my highlight of the trip to Frankfurt, it's my day trip to Heidelberg. It is about 1 hour bus ride. And in this case, I took the Flixbus, or it's also about 1 hour train ride. When you get there, you're going to walk down the pedestrian-only street that is actually one of the longest pedestrian-only street in Germany. And then with that said, once you're there, you're going to ascend up the hill to go up to the castle area. And then from there, you get such a great view of the city itself. And, just soak up the beauty because for me, I truly love my time being there. And then when you come back down, make sure to go on to the old bridge. And this also will give you such a great view of the castle itself as it's sitting on top of the hill. And guys, as always, thank you so much for watching the video and please subscribe as you follow my journey.